What do you look out for when you go to the salon? Is it just that stylish haircut, pedicure, manicure, or a facial? Are you inquisitive enough about the kind of equipment that will be used on your skin? If you are not, then you risk contracting many infections including HIV and hepatitis B, according to new findings from the Blood and Virus Detection on Barber Clippers study published in the South African Medical Journal earlier this month. The study was done to investigate the prevalence of blood contamination on barbers' tools, especially focusing on the presence of HIV and hepatitis B viruses. Researchers confirmed that hair clippers used in the study were contaminated with blood and blood-borne viruses, and hepatitis B was detected with enough DNA copies to pose a risk of transmitting infection. But the study shows that people who opt for the clean shave were more susceptible to the dangers of infected clippers. We spoke to Dr. Francis Asimwe, a dermatologist at Ultracare Medical Services, on this issue. He says, whereas chances of contracting HIV are minimal, those of hepatitis B and many other bacterial and viral infections are eminent.
Hepatitis B is the biggest concern here because it has the ability to stay outside the body for even over 24 hours, unlike HIV. And it has a higher infective rate. Okay? It's more resilient. And so it's our worry right now in Uganda, where we have districts which have 25% prevalence. Then we have this unknown risk where all the young people really attend to salons almost on a weekly basis.
Dr. Asimwe adds that most of the methods used by the barbers to clean their clippers in substandard salons leave specks of DNA strands and body protein, which can cause infection if the machines are not well sterilized.
As in, you clip me clean, and then they clip you clean, and some of my proteins are transferred onto your scalp, and that sets up a reaction, which eventually leads to hair loss and things like that.
Freddy's salon here in Kampala is one of the most frequented salons in the city center. Oscar Matovu, a barber here, says cleanliness is paramount before he works on every other customer. He says he makes sure his equipment is thoroughly disinfected to avoid spreading any infections.
This here is a clipper sterilizer. As you can see, it is a germicidal. It's an antifungal. It kills every germ. You spray onto the machine for a few seconds, 10 seconds. The germs are dead.
That is before you start?
Before I start. If it so happens that maybe you might have gotten a cut or something, you cut the customer, is oozing out blood, there's a first aid kit there. You get a sponge, you get this hydrogen peroxide, you get some cotton tissue, then you clean up the wound gently with gloves on.
But Dr. Asimwe says having all the necessary equipment is not an assurance to a safe and clean cut.
Depending on the clippers you're using, there are people who have allergies to certain types of metal, and most of these clippers are supposed to be basically stainless steel or minimum nickel in that steel. But if you use the wrong machine, then you set off somebody with an irritation of the scalp. In most times, these are forms of contact eczemas which come in, and people cannot put two and two together. About 70–80% mode of disinfection is through ultraviolet light boxes. And it also shows that these boxes are more prone to be ideal in the higher income bracket areas. So when you go to the lower income brackets, that's where you find more defective boxes that don't work. That's where you find all kind of metallic boxes. It's supposed to be aluminium for certain purposes. Not all metal can be a light box. That's where you find the diode or the bulbs that are being used are colored bulbs. They're not actually ultraviolet radiation bulbs. And that's where you find even the human practice is less up to standard.
This is why Annette Kusima will look out for the nitty-gritty detail when she goes for a hairdo or any other salon services.
You find some rollers when they have a lot of hair in it. You know, this hair is not yours. It's someone's hair. You don't know whether they have which disease or whatever. But when you go to a salon and the rollers are clean, you feel like, okay, this salon is clean, or the hygiene is okay.
Dr. Asimwe says most of the infections contracted in salons can be treated, though some can last longer and make one uncomfortable.
With the wrong practice, if you're smoothing in the wrong way, people normally get post-shaving bumps, both in the bearded area and at the back of the necks. And these also in turn cause a lot of emotional cycle discourse and distress, and eventually you find people growing lots of keloidal tissues or thickening of those scars and other complications that come from that.
He advises that salon owners should endeavor to have their employees tested and treated for common illnesses.
You should know the infective diseases you're at risk and have your people or your staff screened for hepatitis B, immunized because the vaccination is still around, and those who are not up to it, then please help them out. Yeah, it's nothing personal, but it's a risk that we need to curtail before it gets to the next level.
So, as you head out to the salon for your next hairdo, be keen and vigilant on who and what equipment they are intending to use on your skin. Walter Mwesigye, NTV.